welcome back to Laguna Seca Raceway, and this time it's going to be very special because we're checking out, doing a quick review on Sean's amazing 2018 Porsche GT2 RS. How you doing, man?
Great, my friend.
Great to see you.
This is awesome. It's good to see you, man. I wish we could hang out more often. We have to just see each other at the track.
I know, right?
But for two guys that love cars, I mean, what better place to meet up than at the track, right, Austin?
And the funny thing is, he used to have a 600LT McLaren, and then he moved into this, which is such an amazing upgrade. And in sense of speed, I mean, this is like one of the ultimate track cars you can possibly buy. It still, you know, to this day, holds its own on the racetrack, doesn't it?
Well, it definitely holds its own. More skilled drivers are required than me to drive a 700 horsepower beast like this, but I started my tracking experience with Porsche, so I've always felt more comfortable with them. I had a McLaren 650S, and then I switched that to a 600LT, which I love the 600LT. I think it's so well balanced. It's nimble, it's fast, but there's a connectivity that I feel with Porsches that make me feel more comfortable. Again, it depends on if you like the rear engine or mid-engine.
It's the whole driving dynamics. It's vastly different, isn't it? Because Porsche does something that really no one else even imagines to do, right? No other manufacturer can produce a supercar of this caliber being completely rear engine, but like it's got so many different advantages, right, for the racetrack, because having that weight back there, you've got so much rear end grip, right?
Right, and that's what makes me happy. So one thing I realized one time I was at Barber in my old Porsche, I had a 997.2 GT3 RS, and I got loose and I was about to spin out and hit a wall, and I just remembered, hit the gas and it puts the butt down and makes you go. So that's the difference with Porsches, whereas with McLarens you feel very good. It's a mid-engine. I'm very comfortable with the rear bias, you know, so I love it.
Completely understand.
It makes sense for me, and honestly, like, we love cars. We drive different brands, you know. I mean, we like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you know, Corvettes, Ford GTs. They're all great cars, you know.
Well, you know what? I can tell that this is no ordinary GT2 RS. So, would you mind showing us what all you've done with it? Because right away I noticed you've got Hoosiers, which I recently put on the McLaren I have, and I love the tires, dude. They're incredible.
So this is my first day ever using Hoosiers, but with 700 horsepower, street tires just can't, like, you know, maintain the consistency that I need. You know, they're good for a few sessions and then it just goes away. So obviously the car's dirty right now from driving it, but I had my guys at Raceworks. These are the guys who've been really doing a lot of the work on my car. So it started with alignment and just the rake, which is just, you know, how the car is level, and our wing angle. So safety comes first. I had harness bars put in and harnesses from BBI. And then I'm a plastic surgeon, so I like to have a little bit more show. So I got the wing extender to make it sit a little bit higher to give it a more aggressive look. And then obviously our decals, but Raceworks recently just put 19-inch wheels on here because I can put Hoosiers on, whereas the stock wheels can't get it.
Are these a stock, well, are these steel brakes actually?
No, these are carbon ceramic.
They are carbon. That's right, because the Porsche carbons don't look anything like the McLaren carbons, do they? But the stopping power must be absolutely incredible with them. So overall, you've done the proper track prep, right? You got the camber.
And then I've always loved what Porsche makes, but a lot of the Porsche guys will talk about an unsettling feeling when they hit bumps, like at Willow Springs and so forth. So I got the MCS 3-way suspension.
Really?
And we love the support they have. They're made in the U.S. and they're great. And it does make a world of difference. When we're out here and hitting the rumble strips at Laguna Seca, it just, the car just goes over them and you don't even feel it. It's just awesome.
Actually, you can see those, right? The way they're mounted?
Yeah. So if you look through the rear, you can see the rear ones.
Oh yeah, way back there next to the harness, well, the roll bar.
Yep.
That's so cool. So I know with the Porsche.
And then I'll show you the ones over here too. And obviously I got some dive planes and stuff for aero.
Yep.
You need more aero.
Yeah, I never can get enough.
This is the front setup right here. So, yeah. And you can see the adjusters there.
So
too.
essentially, when people see online the lap time with the standard GT2 RS, already, you know, right away it's incredible. 6 minutes and 47 seconds, I believe. But then when you see,
that's the Manthai setup, I think.
Is it really?
Maybe.
Well, I know that there's another setup. I think that's what I'm leading on to actually. And it's like a package you can apply to the car to increase performance, right?
Right.
Is that like officially embraced by Porsche? What is that like?
Manthai's kind of, I think, become more of like a part of their Porsche Motorsport where they test new things, but they're their own division, but they work closely with Porsche. I think they're going to start allowing us to buy their stuff in the United States too, whereas a year ago you couldn't. Obviously, get it shipped from there to here, but I like Manthey has their own suspension, whereas I like the ones that are made by MCS, which Dundon Motorsports supports.
Yeah.
But the Manthey setup has a lot of other stuff. They have these discs on the rear wheels that move the air for your aero
Really?
and stuff. I mean, that's a $40,000 package. Just you know, and it has a bigger splitter in the front, and it's got more aero underneath, more strakes and stuff. So, but look, this car by itself is amazing. Look, I've always considered a McLaren a supercar, and I felt privileged to be able to own them. And when I drove this, it felt like a $500,000 car. And
That's incredible.
That's really an incredible feeling. You know, I think it's the best car that Porsche's made for under $1 million.
I think overall what you've done with it, it's very tastefully done, because seeing you actually track it is what it's all about to me. And in general, like, I know as is from the factory, isn't there an option to get the roll bar, or is it like not available
in the US? They're not available.
Okay, so you did have to go out of your way to put that in.
I added like the front strakes, and and then I added the chalk colored writing for the GT2 RS.
So overall, 700 horsepower, weighs about 3,200 pounds, 0 to 60, 2.7 seconds, I believe, and then 211 mile an hour top speed. And yeah, that's definitely the ultimate Porsche ever made right there, right? Actually, Sean, you know what? Looking at the Hoosier tires, what is your opinion of these versus Cup 2Rs that come on this car from the factory?
Well, this car actually came with Michelin Sport Cup 2s, which I think are great tires. In the rain, they're obviously better than a Hoosier, but I feel like they get a little greasy at the track and so forth, and that's when Porsche's doing their record-setting laps and stuff, they get the Cup 2Rs. They've got them heated. That's an amazing tire. I think it gives you performance-enhancing capabilities, but it's only good for a couple laps. It really tapers off really quickly.
Really?
Whereas with the Hoosiers, they're really amazing for the first half of the day, but then they stay consistent for another day or two, which I never got with my Cup 2Rs. And you know, again, that's just been my experience. I think they're very expensive tires, and I love them. If I'm going to do a record-setting lap in a track that I'm very comfortable with, I'm going to get Cup 2R, and I'm just going to do one lap with it. That's a lot of money to spend for one lap.
It makes sense in the sense of, like, I think Porsche did it for that Nürburgring time, because if you consider how you get the ultimate grip within that first heat cycle, and that track is like, what, 13 miles long, something like that?
Different configuration.
It's the perfect length. We put on brand new Cup 2Rs, get the record lap time, which in that way, it's honestly incredible what the tires can allow the car to do. But 3,000 to 4,000 that's like double the price of these, right? My Hoosiers for like 2,000.
And I love the word Hoosier. Okay, it just sounds
so
cool.
cool.
I'm a basketball guy. I'm a big Hoosier fan.
Reminds me of like a drag slick, almost. But same with the racing slick as well.
They're very forgiving. They're a lot like street tires. They take a little bit longer to warm up, but then they get much better grip once they're warm. And then when you go over their slip angle or their capacity, they don't give out the way a true slick does, you know. So it still teaches you good driving skill, which I really like, and that's what I need at my point.
Well, you know, I got to ask you, man. Mind if I test it out, take it out for a spin, and see how it compares to my car?
What are friends for?
All right, let's do it. Alrighty, so first time driving a GT2 RS. I've been in other Porsches before, but very, very pumped about just trying to be as very gentle with the harnesses, dodge them. But I like what you did with the car, having the harnesses, because it completely finishes off the entire race car vibe, doesn't it? It does. And the carbon on the steering wheel is absolutely incredible, man. It just, I can definitely tell why you got it. The car, it looks special, it feels special, and dude, it's absolutely incredible. And the actual racing door handles, right, that are the actual pull buttons, right, the straps. But closing this up, we'll use a yellow seat belt. So how long have you had this now?
Since November of last year.
Really awesome, man. I love the seating position of this car. You sit so low, you just kind of sink inside of it, and on track it feels perfect with that in mind, right?
Yeah, with the harnesses, like, you're connected to the car, so your butt cheeks become like part of the suspension.
I can tell, actually, because you're sitting so low.
Yeah.
But anyways, starting up the vehicle, the key's in my pocket. Yeah, the Porsches are pretty fun in the sense of how it's all on the left side, right? No other car is like that. Alrighty, first startup in the GT2. So I wonder how this is going to feel versus a 765 LT I drove recently, because that car was an animal, But we're not gonna do anything. You know, we're on the street driving around. But
so this is a turbo car, but hit that button, and it sounds pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool.
Completely changed the no.
It's
and
very
this
throaty. And this is a turbo car. They're not known for having.
And it's a flat 6, so it's sounding that good. Is it in neutral right now?
It's in neutral.
Get a quick rev. It's got like the pops and crackles when you let off on it. Man, that is freaking cool. Do you hear that on the what do you call it? The downshift saddle?
I don't hear it, like, because I'm going so fast. I don't hear it. And then I got my parking brake maybe on.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Push it. There you go.
Pull out. Yeah, every car is different. Either you push it in or you pull it out. But
I never know.
So how was your track day today on track?
It was awesome.
Getting some good times with it?
Yes, sir.
Honestly, the suspension, what you did with it, it feels very smooth. You know that?
Yeah, I love it.
I can say some cars, when it comes to being track focused, they get, I'll go wide, dodge the dip. The suspension will get too crazy sometimes, but honestly, I really do like what you put on this car. Honestly, seeing these side intakes next to me, man, the car, it feels so special and alive. And the steering, it's not actually heavy. Is this, what mode are we in right now?
It has just one mode.
Just one mode, race mode?
Yeah.
That is perfect, man.
And I'll tell you something really interesting. So with the 600 LT, I would try to show off at like red lights and stuff. So I'd hit the gas really hard, but the car wouldn't move right away.
Yeah.
This car, I did that. Like when I pulled off the lot, I almost went right into 3 cars.
Oh my gosh.
Because it just goes.
You don't have the like turbo lag with it?
There's no lag.
Really?
You're at a stoplight and you hit the gas, it just goes. Yeah.
It definitely, it feels like, right now we're in automatic. We put in manual mode, how do you do that?
You just push this to the left.
Push to the left?
And now you can just shift gears.
Do you find the DCT to be pretty sharp?
It's very sharp. Super fast.
Oh yeah, it sounds really good. Exhaust note just changed just now, didn't it?
Yeah, when you go over 3,000 RPMs, that's what it does.
So is it opening up?
Yeah.
Wow. Letting off the crackles. Dude, I love how light the steering feels. It just makes the car feel playful and alive, honestly.
It's very responsive. It's like a one-to-one interaction. You know.
Really incredible. And I love that G-force gauge right there. So you can change this, right? Put on like track telemetry.
I usually have it on the. I don't have track telemetry on this, but I usually just put. I put my aim software to your left.
I gotcha. Oh my gosh. I get that feeling that you were talking about. It doesn't feel like a normal GT3 to me. There's something about it, the characteristic. It just feels
700 horsepower. It's ridiculous.
It feels so raw.
It's very raw.
So is this car on track, would you say it's an easy car to get used to, or is there a pretty significant learning curve with it?
This car is harder than other Porsches because it's got so much power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it have that characteristic that they called the previous GT2 of it being the Widowmaker?
No, but this has a lot of power, so if you do silly things with it, it's very forgiving to a point, you know?
Okay.
But then, yeah.
How about the driver A's? Is it going to be too intrusive on track sometimes?
Never.
Or is it kind of like...
No. You don't even know they're there.
That's perfect then.
And there's a lot of controversy. Turn everything off or drive with everything on. I drive with everything on.
Yeah, these cars are so good with the electronics nowadays that turning it all off could actually make you slower. Oh, the transmission, man, that
awesome.
feels amazing, the PDK. It doesn't give you the bucks or the whiplashes that other cars give you.
So you're right here. So when you push the gas, you'll see the response that it gives you.
Oh, wow. It feels very...
It's very one-to-one.
Linear. It feels linear, doesn't it? It feels
like a naturally aspirated
It doesn't
car.
feel like the turbos are kicking on like a fighter jet in the McLaren up high in the RPM. And the McLaren gets kind of crazy sometimes with the turbos kicking.
Right.
We'll go a little bit high with the windows so they can hear the exhaust, but not too much wind noise. But honestly, the car feels so light and just lively in the front end grip. We're not going fast, but it gives you instantly this confidence-inspiring feeling of like, you know, you want to go fast with it. Very linear. Oh my gosh. I did not expect the flat 6 turbo to feel like this. This is very impressive.
That's why I fell in love with the car.
Dude, this is very nice. The rear end grip is really, really impressive. Wow. Then I'll U-turn right up here. It doesn't give you that intimidation the 720 would give you sometimes.
It's a very predictable car.
Even all the way up to 7,000, it's very predictable.
Yeah.
And the Hoosiers feel incredible on the car.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love it.
So it'll actually let you downshift all the way to the red line, so it's not too controlling. Even right
Also,
there,
the
going
red line on this only goes to 6,000, so it doesn't like, you know.
but full throttling out of corners like that, literally, dude, it's dead hooked.
Yeah, it's
Dead hooked, and that's Diamond on Cup 2R, so I can see how you're having so much fun on the racetrack today, dude. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is a grip. And it's mind if I do a little bit of a brake right now just to feel
Sure,
what it's.
absolutely. Go ahead. Hold on to the camera.
Wow. Yeah, this is a track monster, dude. 100%. I can see why it was so fast at the Nürburgring, because it's the level of grip, being rear engine and having this much downforce. Yeah, see? Dead hooked. And I think from what I read online, it's about 992 pounds of downforce, which is like, that's getting close to what the ACR is. So you got to realize like that's so much pushing down in the car. So you're dead hooked the entire time.
And I probably got more. Because,
and you got the increased front dive planes, right?
Yep. And the guys that have those new gull wing rear wings have even more downforce.
Oh yeah? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see how the new 992 GT3 drives compared to this. Obviously, it's not going to be this level of speed, you know? But
well, that's a special car from what I've heard.
From what I've heard too, I completely agree. And I'm still in shock with the power delivery. That's the number one thing that, like, my takeaway is the grip and the power delivery, because it doesn't feel like a normal twin turbo vehicle.
It's very predictable. Yeah, so the old Widowmaker, it was not as predictable. This thing, it's a very stable, tame car for 700 horsepower, two-wheel drive.
Do you find that whole like twitchy argument people call this car, is it really just from the driver putting the wrong inputs? If they're not like understanding this is rear engine versus front engine cars, is that the cause?
I think so. I think if you've never driven a Porsche, this is not the car. You've driven Porsches, then you understand this, and it's not twitchy at all. It just makes sense.
So basically, if you're familiar with this type of car, you get inside it because you know what to do.
Yeah.
It's not gonna feel that sketchy, that people say it's gonna feel like.
It's a very predictable car. It's very easy. It makes you a very good driver.
Well, next time, man, you got to give me a hot lap on track.
Yeah,
I know you got a
for
fun weekend here at Laguna, but we got to get together at Coda, because I went there recently.
Yeah, I know.
I think you'd love that track.
I've never been there, but I think this would be a great one to go there.
This on the back straightaway. I wonder if you should raise the rear wing to the flattest setting for that, or
so you get more speed.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, you'll go fast.
Doesn't spin. That was full throttle, first gear, doesn't spin. Oh
when the
my.
tires are good, they don't spin.
When the tires are not good, do they spin?
No, it spins.
That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. But I'll wind it down now. But again, thank you so much, Sean, for the chance to drive this car. Compared to the Pista, I'd say this car is much more confidence-inspiring. I would take this over a Pista. Pista's great.
Too, I think.
Yeah, this feels more connected to me one-on-one, like it's an extension of me. The McLaren 600LT does the same thing. 720S I don't feel too connected with. This, I would compare this to like the 765 LT and like 600LT in terms of like how connected
Connectivity,
it makes you feel. And you can tell just how raw it is, so it makes the entire experience so much more fun. But like this has to be probably one of the best bang for the buck track focused supercars you can still buy, even though it's $300,000 to $400,000.
Yep, I agree. It's very special. Like when you drive it, you realize it's not just a Porsche with a big wing.
Anyways, guys, please let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of Sean's GT2 RS? I am hooked on it 100%. I'd love to find out what's like on track. But again, please let me know. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Also subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode.